This morning we are joined by our Associate Minister for Families and Children, Naro Pongen. Hope you will enjoy her reflections on the book of Acts, and particularly this passage in chapter 5.
Hello everyone watching this video. This is indeed a unique and interesting time to be in community. I bring greetings of peace and grace from my space to yours. I hope you all are keeping well and safe. I'm really appreciative of Pastor Cody for initiating this exploration of the book of Acts, even as we continue to maintain social and physical distancing. Today we are reading chapter 5, verses 1 to 17. But before going to the text, I want us to recall chapter 2, verses 44, 45, and also a verse from yesterday's text, chapter 4, verse 34, just to provide us a context. In the preceding verses, the readers are made known that the needs of the community of believers were fulfilled by selling properties such as houses or lands, and bringing the proceeds to the apostles for the use of the community, right? So when reading today's text, we can presume that a couple introduced in verse 1, Ananias and Sapphira, were well aware of what needs to be done to provide for the community, and that they were coming from a place of active generosity. That's the understanding we have, the impression that we get when we read the text initially. However, there's a plot twist, so to say, right? They decided to keep a part of the proceeds for themselves and brings only a part of it to the apostles. And as we read further along, we quickly realize that their very act of withholding a part of the proceeds causes their untimely deaths. What I found really interesting in today's text personally is, I would say, the lack of grace, the lack of forgiveness, the lack of space for justification and reconciliation. And we are talking about a community of believers that is following the ways of Jesus Christ. Another thing that I found interesting is the stark contrast between the treatment of Ananias and Sapphira and that of those believers who were treated of their ailments, starting verse 12. So I want to invite us to consider and ponder on the various images that might conjure up as we read this text today. What makes sense? Or what is unsettling for you in this story? What implications can we draw from the untimely and rather harsh deaths of Ananias and Sapphira? And what is the role of the Holy Spirit in this narrative? After all, according to Peter, they lied to the Holy Spirit and put the Spirit of the Lord to the test. And therefore, they were sentenced to their deaths. Consider our lives at this very moment, at this very time. We're living in a time where life has become so precarious, and life as we know it has changed drastically here in the United States and all over the world. We have lost thousands of lives over the course of just 3 months due to the complications from COVID-19. All those ancient rituals of honoring the dead across culture and across religion have been cut short or abandoned altogether due to fear of spreading the virus. This is the picture of death we are witnessing every day in the media from all over the world. So how do we rethink our lives and even death during these times? Let us explore together. Let us consider, in the face of these uncertainties, and try to make sense of this text that is in front of us today. God bless.